So this is session 4 of God's Lessons. Another lesson we can learn from the desert that the Israelites went through is that help is there. There's a tree that grows in the desert that's called the Bedouin's best friend because it has so much of what they need. And it's the acacia tree. Now this tree is found growing at the edge of a dry riverbed. The desert's a dry place, but when rain falls in the mountains, sometimes miles away, it will eventually run down into the valley. And for a short time there can be a large volume of water racing through the valley and then it dries up again. These are called wadis, and the Israelites probably walked along a lot of these because they would be flat and much easier walking. Now the acacia tree was a real find when they came across one. It had more shade than a broom tree, so it was quite a few degrees cooler underneath it. They were also a very slow growing tree, which meant the wood was hard and dense, and so the small branches that fell off the tree would make very good firewood because it would burn very hot and for a long time. The tree also had a sticky sap which would harden on the outside of the tree, and the Bedouin cut it off and they boil it and use it to ease stomach problems. They also put it on their skin to ease problems with the skin. So it has healing properties. Its leaves provide food for the camels, and it grows in season. It grows a pod, and they say they boil that pod up, and a kilogram of that will feed a camel for a week. So it's very, very useful. Of course, being very dense wood, it's also excellent wood for construction, and the Ark of the Covenant was made of acacia wood, and bits of the tabernacle that needed to be wood were made of acacia wood. The tree would grow at the side of the wadi. If it grew in the middle, of course, it would just get swept away when that torrent of water came down. It grows at the side where it's safe, but where it's able to reach its roots right down into the middle of the riverbed and would get down to moisture that would remain even when the surface moisture had long passed. Psalm 1, verses 2 and 3 says, "They are blessed who delight in the law of the Lord and meditate on his law day and night. They are like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season and whose leaf does not wither." Now again, I don't think the Israelites would picture a beautiful lush tree beside a grand river. They would be looking at the acacia tree beside the wadi. And the word used in the psalm for delight in the law of the Lord is a word used of a lion that growls over its freshly caught prey. Isaiah 31:4 reads like, "As a lion growls, as a great lion over its prey, and though a whole band of shepherds come against it, it's not frightened by their shouts or disturbed by their clamour." Picture of a hungry lion who's finally got some prey and is not going to give it up for anything. The word used for that lion's growl is the same word that's used for delight in the law of the Lord. It's a picture of a person so hungry that when they get hold of the word, they want to devour it and nothing is going to stop them. If we want to be an acacia tree for somebody who's in the desert, then we need to know that God's word is something that we hunger for, that we want to devour, and nothing's going to stop us. If we want to be that acacia tree that's growing by the wadi, we can be useful to so many people in the desert time of their lives.
Preserve for our walk in this world. They resound with God's own heart, or let the ancient words impart. Words of life, words of hope, give us strength, help us go in this world wherever we roam. Ancient words will guide us home. Ancient words, ever true, changing me, changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Holy word of our faith, handed down to this age, came to us through sacrifice. Oh, heed the faithful words of Christ. Holy words long preserved for our walk in this world. They resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Ancient words, ever true, changing